So, have you ever wondered how some people become unforgettable, turning their passions into iconic personal brands? Well, the secret is not just coincidence or luck. Welcome to Make Your Own Destiny podcast, the podcast that empowers you to shape your future. And today, we are diving deep into the art of personal branding, from the unique strategies that the celebrities use to the must-know techniques that can skyrocket your reputation. And stick around until the end, because I'm going to reveal one mistake that even the pros of personal branding make. And trust me, you don't want to miss this one. So if you like this type of content, please like this video and smash that like button. And let me know in the comment section below, are you building your personal brand in 2023? Anyways, I'm back again with your favorite co-host, Monty. Yo, Monty, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, very, very well. Back again in another episode of Make Your Own Destiny podcast. The word branding has been mentioned a lot in our previous episodes, and it was only right that we dive deep into the world of branding. Now, there's different ways to brand yourself. There's different ways to brand your company. There's different ways to brand anything you want to brand. That's why, as of today, you might see someone starting something new, but then the way they brand themselves, there's like a culture behind it. And eventually it rises into something very big. For the people of the UK, they can see the Cortez. With my people from Stepper, see how we branded Stepper. The different ways how they branded it using different techniques. MYOD podcast itself is a brand. If you get anywhere, people are like, oh, make your own destiny. It's all about making your own destiny. That itself is a brand. Now stay tuned till the end to find out, how did we make MYOD podcast? How did it become a brand? And what ways did we use to make it a brand? But also, not only that, how could you personally brand yourself into eventually making money by just branding yourself? Because ask yourself, why do these content creators always post TikToks? Do you think they're just there for fun? They do it as a career. For the people that know of TikTok, the legendary Kabi Lam.
Yeah.
He is making billions just because he branded himself by just doing. Because right now, if you do this, everyone knows who that is.
Yeah.
That's what we call a brand. Now that has made him millions. He is a brand. He's an ambassador for Hugo Boss. He goes meet celebrity Vinicius Jr. He's met Neymar. He's met different people. Yep. Speed, Siwi. It's the small things, but the small things as a branding. Like, you might just see it's something normal, but it's a brand itself. Now, let's dive deep into the world of branding.
If you have reached until this moment, I know you're still wondering on how do you build your personal brand. So without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. So Monty, what's the first step to build your personal brand?
I feel like it's all about authenticity. And in all of our previous episodes, we talk about how becoming authentic, how it helps you. I'll give you a very simple example when it comes to authenticity. Speed was in London once promoting a coin. I don't want to mention the coin. But he was forced into doing things that were not him. So everyone, instead of supporting the coin, they ended up dumping the coin, trashing the coin, to the point where the owner of that coin started getting so mad. Now, everyone knows Speed as this person who's very in a joking manner. Silly, will fart in any place. But then that day he was, yeah, it's just Speed though.
Yeah.
So it was told to become so serious to the point where, like, he was forced the whole script. No one was going with it.
Yeah.
Because they know who Speed is. They already know the brand. Yeah. So when you start moving in another way, people are like, this is not right. Now this goes back to my point, becoming authentic. When you're authentic with someone, and when you're genuine, people tend to like you more. For example, if the way we are right now, the way how we operate, people are like, oh, okay, we like this. But then once we start removing authenticity into this. I wouldn't be surprised if people stop supporting us if we start moving, if we're not genuine anymore.
Moving funny.
Yeah, moving funny as we say. But it's all about the way we move genuine, the way you're authentic. That's when you bring in more people. So I feel like that's the first point. All you have to do is become authentic and become self-aware of who you want to be and who you want people to know.
Yeah, it's true. You have to be authentic with the people. Even here at MYOD Podcast, we're a brand. So I know a lot of brands are contacting us. They want to do brand promos with us, but they don't resonate with our message.
Yeah.
They don't resonate with what we stand for. So what do? We reject all of them.
Yeah.
Because we just don't want to sell shit to our audience. So authenticity is very, very important when building your personal brand.
For the people that don't know, we've actually been approached by more than 5 brands that want to promote them. But then we look at our audience and we have to do our due diligence. If we don't like it, we don't do it.
Yeah.
A very simple example, the other day, a very big brand from Kenya approached us. And for the people that are watching, or for the brands that are watching, please, when you approach us with your contracts, we're not stupid. We know how to read. They thought we couldn't read.
And we have lawyers.
We have lawyers too. So please, before you send your contract, read it properly. Someone tried to send us a contract and basically it was a deathbed. They could have owned MYOD now, but then we leave it like that.
Yeah, we don't move funny right here.
So become authentic. Know who you are, what your values. Don't ever leave your values behind because of someone, because of something, or because of money.
Yeah.
That's where we start losing ourselves. When money is on the table, we lose ourselves. Don't do that.
Yeah.
There'll be more money ahead when you're genuine.
Yeah, and it's good to learn from other people's mistakes. I remember there's one very big YouTuber, Logan Paul. People are saying that he scammed his audience. Why? Because he was not authentic. He was promoting like shady crypto scams that they all went to zero. You see? So now a lot of people are blaming him. They have even sued him, and he even agreed that okay, he didn't know about it, and he had to pay like more than $1 million in damages to the people who got scammed. So authenticity is very important, and for we here at MOD Podcast, we always do our research. We don't accept any funny business or any funny contracts like the previous ones. Yeah, so if you're looking to promote your content or promote your brand using our brand, using our names, using our images, you have to come very, very prepared. No funny business here. So apart from being authentic, you have to define what's your unique selling point. You have to know when building your brand what differentiates you from other brands. That's very, very important. For example, let's say KFC. KFC is a very big brand. They sell chicken. Their unique selling point is they have the best chicken recipe. Like that cannot be discounted in any kind of conversation, And black people who are watching this, they know KFC. They love KFC. Even your co-host here, your favorite, love KFC. I even remember on his channel, he has a personal vlog channel. For you who didn't know, it's called Monty Vlogs. We did a mukbang. He chose KFC because he wanted to eat chicken. Anyways, you need to know your unique selling point. What can differentiate you from others? Because you cannot just be like everyone. Otherwise, people won't know your brand, won't know the difference between your brand or the other brand. McDonald's, they have the best burgers ever. That's a unique selling point. So you must know what differentiates you from others so that you can build a long-lasting brand, and so that you can stay ahead of your competition and differentiate yourself from your competition. That's a very, very important thing.
I feel like when it comes to unique selling point, it's one of the most important points, because we look up to our people, we look up to, let's say, our inspirations, but for you to become like them, you have to look at what's their strength, because they 100% have a weakness. What's their strength? Look at their strength and look at how you can make it your own. Just because someone is walking like this and you like the way they walk does not mean you can just walk the same walk. Find your own walk and inspire others. Don't copy other people. Losers copy everyone. Winners, they look at someone, how they're winning, and take it themselves and see how they can win. And when you have your own unique selling point, it helps when someone wants to look at you and compare you to someone else. For example, when you look at Ronaldo and Messi, their USPs is 2 different things.
True.
But if they wanted to copy each other now, for example, if Messi wanted to do Ronaldo celebration, the world would go crazy right now.
Yeah, even us here at MOD Podcast, we talk about how can people make their own destiny. But there are a lot of other podcasts that are available. But we have our unique selling proposition. I've seen some podcasts, it says, talk shit. They talk shit, we talk facts. It's 2 different stuffs.
100%.
So I remember the other day, even someone commented on our Twitter. Anyways, guys, we have a Twitter profile called MOD Podcast. someone came and commented. He was like, yo, this is a very nice podcast. At least you guys don't talk about some horny stuff. You talk about points. So that guy, I was really happy about that tweet. I even retweeted it. That guy noticed that our unique selling proposition is providing value to the people and not some other funny stuff.
Today, Musa's very hooked on the funny stuff. This next point is mainly goes to the companies and the brands that are out there. For you to stand out, you also have to have a visual identity. Now, I remember when it comes to branding, guys, this is how I knew branding was important. When I called someone for a meeting, I remember Musa, we were looking into clothing brands.
Yeah.
And we wanted to start our own merchandise, which will come very soon, guys. Don't worry about that. We're just working on the logistics. We called someone who wanted to create our brand. Do you remember how much they wanted to charge us? Just to create the brand.
Yeah, it was too much, man.
Yeah. That made me realize how much of big branding is. They talked about how they're going to brand it, how every piece of the logo needs to make sense. Do you remember?
Yeah,
like it was a whole presentation, which was very good. Don't get me wrong, but then also the charging was very high, and I don't blame them. It's because it's true.
Yeah,
they will leave a long-lasting brand. In return, you have to pay a big price. Yeah. But they already had our brand at the time. But then, point being is that once you have a very good logo that's standing out and it makes sense, because it is true, every piece of it needs to make sense. For example, leave MOD podcast alone. Tuishi.
Yeah.
If you look at our previous episode with Captain Brian, he talked about why Tuishi's logo is Tuishi's logo.
Yeah.
He said Tuishi is all about exploring, having adventures. Yeah. He likes music. So in the logo, he included someone with the headphones. Someone's walking. So I don't think you guys take in the little things, but those little things are what makes the person stand out.
Yeah.
Tuishi. Now let's go back to MOD podcast. When you look at it, there's like a frequency going up and down.
Yeah.
That's the podcast. There's the mic.
Yeah.
So even the color resonates, everything that, like, we'll get into that one day, why we chose that logo. But point being is, once you have something that stands out in your visual identity, you'll be unique from others. And it will also, sometimes a brand logo tells a story itself.
Yeah.
It tells a lot about the brand. So for the companies or the brands that want to create something, consider this before you just choose anything at random.
Yeah, man, it's true, because there are some brands, when you just see the logo, you already know what brand this is. Or some of the brands, when you just see the color, you already know what brand that is. For example, when you just see a tick,
Nike,
you know that's Nike. When you see like those kind of bars, you know that's Adidas. When you see McDonald's, you just know just from the brand. So for a company, you should strive to make your brand known just from someone looking at the picture. You need to have like right visuals that resonates with the brand and your message that you want to provide. So another most important thing, I think this is one of the most important one on building personal brand, is to optimize your online presence. I cannot stress about this. You know, we live in the world where everyone is on their phones. Everyone, whenever they wake up, the first thing they check their phones. Some people don't even brush their teeth in the morning. Some people don't even want to know if their voice is back. They don't even want to know if they can talk. They just rush to their phones. So if you're not using your phone, if you're not using social media to brand yourself, you're on the losing side. Or if you are using social media just as a consumer, you're not branding yourself right there, you're missing a lot. And we live in a very golden age. I remember back in the days, just to get your message across to reach people, you need to spend a lot of money. You need to hire a cameraman, you need to hire a media. But right now, with social media, just create your own post on social media. Like, everyone can self-publish their message, and everyone can grow their audience on social media. Yeah. Everyone can build their personal brand. Why are you not doing it? Why are you just there consuming? Man, I've been a consumer of social media for a very long time. I can say for more than 10 years I've been on social media. Since back then, where we are using like High Five, we are using MIG, those kind of social medias. But all these times I've just been a consumer. I was never producing any kind of content. But trust me, when you produce content in social media, that's when you get to see the real fruits of social media. When you are using social media as a creator to create your own brand of social media, that's when you're on the winning side. If you want to be a consumer, that's up to you. But for the viewers of MOD podcast, be creators and not consumers. There's nothing that you get from being a consumer on social media. You are not building anything. You're just wasting your time. So if you have a message, if you want to build your brand, use social media. Use Instagram, use Snapchat. There are lots of social medias, TikTok, LinkedIn. Depending on what you want, depending on the type of content that you want to create, social media is very important. Not just social media, online. You can even have blogs. You can even have websites. All those stuffs are online and they can help you build your own personal brand. So use social media wisely to build your personal brand. There's no better time of using social media to build your personal brand than right now. So don't waste this opportunity.
I know right now you're just thinking there, like, are people going to like it? Can I do it? Can I not do it? You all do this by just starting. MOD podcast was just please go 10 videos back. Look at how crap the video quality was. But alhamdulillah, thanks to God, through just the word of starting, let's just do it, we are where we are now because of improving, and every day we're engaging with our audience, which comes to our next point when it comes to branding yourself. Make sure you engage with your audience. Some of these topics that we do is because of the audience what tell us to do, like, guys, can you please do this? Now, if we don't engage with our audience would not want to be with us. Because for you to have a proper brand, you have to eventually engage with your audience to get somewhere, listen to their views. What are you doing right? What are you doing wrong? Because at the end of the day, you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for people. Because the brand, you might have a brand, but if there was no one in the world, that brand would mean nothing. So now you understand that the brand is for the people. The brand is for you to create and see, oh, okay, there's other people here that like my brand. Gucci makes the brand for people. LV, everyone. So engage with the audience, reply to comments, talk to them. What's up? What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? I remember when I was doing Monty Vlogs, one of my audience, one of my subscriber, Musa here, was telling me what I was doing wrong. Was like, you need to fix this and this and that. And other people also doing the same. Now, through those comments, through the feedback that I get, is how I become better. And that's how my brand becomes better.
Yeah.
So do you get the point now?
Yeah, I think most people, they want to do it, but they have that fear to start. As long as they overcome that fear, that's the time when they will reap the results and the fruits of social media.
And through that same audience is how you build more relationships. You build your network. Because through that audience, now I know, for example, if I didn't know you, now I know Musa.
Yeah.
But ask yourself, through MOD podcast, how many people do you now know? You know, the sound engineer that came the other day.
Yeah.
We know Captain Brian. We know Noreen. We know Jax. But if I didn't have MOD podcast, would you know any of these people?
No, bro.
And that is the power of engaging with your audience, building relationships. Now, if I decided to go to South Africa right now, Jax is there. Because if I wanted to fly and I wanted my friend to fly me, oh, Captain, when are you flying?
Yeah.
I've built a relationship with someone. So engage with the audience. That's the full stop.
Yeah, just adding into that, it's very important to engage with the audience. And that's why here at MOD Podcast, we make sure we reply to every comment and answer every kind of message that we receive, no matter what it is. But if it's a hate comment or that kind of bullshit, we're just going to ignore it. But if it's constructive criticism, bring it on. Just comment below what you think about personal branding, or if we have forgotten anything that you think people need to know, or let us know what topic you need us to talk about next. We're gonna do it. That's how we engage with our audience. Even the topic of personal branding, someone sent us a message on Instagram like, yo guys, can you talk about personal branding? That's why we are here today talking about personal branding. So engaging with the audience is very important. You have to know what your audience needs, because that's what the demand is. You cannot provide something without knowing what people want. So by engaging with the people, engaging with the audience, that's when you know what people want. And whenever you comment and we reply to the comments, it's actually beneficial for us because the video keep getting recommended to other people. So please just engage with this video by liking, subscribing, and commenting. We would really appreciate that, and it's very good for the algorithm.
I feel like with that is also how you get to our next point, continuous learning and growth. For you to be able to grow, you need to get constructive feedback. For you to be able to grow, you need to get feedback from people. There's no way you can grow by being yourself. Never. And also, the people that are ignorant saying, I don't care what this person says, are also the people that fail.
Yeah.
So for us, I promise you, we've received messages from our parents, we've received messages from our friends, how we can become better. Oh, please do your sound properly. Also, sometimes we just hire people, be like, just watch this video and give us feedback. Because at the end of the day, the feedback is what gets us. If you look at our videos again, I keep emphasizing on this because honestly, call me if I'm wrong, in East Africa, there's no podcast that has grew so quick like ours.
Exactly.
I don't want to name names. In Tanzania, there's no podcast like ours. That's no cap. They're the best podcast in Tanzania. In East Africa, there are some podcasts that are doing well. I'll give it to them. Shout out to them. But we're going to beat you very soon because of how we are ready to grow. Some people are scared of growth. Some people are scared of investing money into something.
Yeah.
We grew because we closed our eyes, put our money into this because we believe in it. You can see right now there's 5 cameras just rolling. All paid in cash. No renting, no nothing. Because we believe in growth. Believe if you want to grow, we need to put our money somewhere. Yeah. That also goes to that point of branding. If you want to grow at some point, people pay for ads because they want to grow bigger. They want to reach a bigger audience. They want to grow. They also, when you get a bigger audience, you get more feedback. They become more bigger. So, point being is that be ready to grow. Don't be scared of growth. Don't be scared of getting feedback from people because at the end of the day, it is how we grow. Don't be scared of someone saying no. By the end of the day, find a way to make that no a yes. Why is someone saying no?
That's a very important point. You need to learn always. You need to grow. And we are doing it. We're not just talking about it. If you don't believe, you can just go and check from where we started and where we are right now, from the quality of the content, the video quality, the audio quality. We are always growing because we are listening to all the constructive feedback that we get from you guys, we get from people who are surrounding us. We don't take anything that's good and just leave it. Of course, there are some negativities that we don't take into consideration. But if you have anything good, or if you have something that you want to work with us, you have something that's going to provide value to us, bring it on. We're going to take it. At the end of the day, we don't want MYD podcast to be just about us. We want MYD to grow beyond us. If you think you can speak better than us, just come. We can have you here. Come and join our team. If you think you are very good at audio, or if you think you are very good at research, come, let's work together because we all want to grow. We all want to make our own destiny. As I said, MYD podcast is not just about us. MYD podcast is for everyone to make their own destiny. So if you think you have something of value that can make us grow, just DM us and bring it on. Let's work. The next point is very important. And this point is storytelling. There's a saying that people relate more to stories than facts that you provide. If you're a good storyteller, it's very easy to grow your brand. Stories are the things that sell. People resonate with your brand because of the story that your brand presents. For example, why do people like Nike as a brand? Because Nike uses the stories of big influencers, big sports persons to sell their shoes. Can you imagine that? They use people's story to sell their products, their shoes, their jerseys, stuff like that. So people love stories. So if you have any stories, whether it's a failure story or a success story, don't feel shy to share with an audience because you never know who is going to watch, when and where, and who is going to feel that deep connection with your story and become a fan or just buy something from you, whether it's a product or a service. Stories are very important. Everything is stories in life. That's why there's the concept of story selling. If you want us to talk more about that, because it's a totally different topic, just comment down below. Story selling and storytelling. We're going to explain more about that. But stories are very, very important, and you should learn the art of storytelling because that's what people resonate to your brand.
And on top of that, there's a recently David Beckham released a Netflix documentary. People started like, oh, that is his story. People said like, oh, I did this. No way he did that. people start liking it more. People start hating it more. So there's two ways people look at it. Sometimes when you tell your story, people will hate it because maybe they're jealous or whatever. Sometimes people like it, but people tend to like it more than they hate it, because at the end of the day, you just have haters. But then when you story tell, your audience are like, oh my. For example, whenever we talk about challenges, people are like, oh wow, no way you guys went through that. Even myself, when I see like a big person going through a challenge that I went through, I'm like, oh damn, and I end up liking them more because like we can relate. And in this life, people like relating to a lot. That answers your question on why people hate on each other more. Because why can I not relate? Someone's driving a G-Wagon right now, but me, I'm driving a Toyota Yaris. Yeah. I can't relate. When I get in a car accident, when the guy gets in a car accident, I'm like, damn, yeah, he got in a car accident. That's good. So you get what I'm trying to say? Like, sometimes people hate on you just for the sake of hating on you, but at the end of the day, we just move. Because in this life, we don't have haters. Yeah. You're doing something wrong.
When we started this channel, we have faced a lot of challenges. I remember during our first month, we were trying to grow on Instagram, and all of a sudden we were talking about some stuff right there that the Instagram algorithm didn't like. We got banned on Instagram, so we had to start a new account and move on from there.
Yeah,
you know, that's a story that I just shared right here, and I know there are a lot of people who have their Instagram account have been banned, and some of them gave up, some of them continued moving forward. So that's just a challenge that we have faced as well that I wanted to share with you. But anyways, stories are very important when building a personal brand.
When it comes to growing, when it comes to becoming bigger, they say move with someone. I don't know what would happen, but if I started this podcast by myself, it wouldn't be where it is right now. Because I started with someone, I am where it is. So this comes to the next point of collaborating with other people. Sometimes doing a collab, people think doing a collab, someone could steal your limelight. But your light will always be there as long as you're authentic and people like you. Collaborating with others meaning we'll get to other people. For example, very simple example. With the people that we did podcasts with, there's Jamil, there's Tarek, there's Brian, there's Jax. When they repost this post, they have their own people that will look at us and start following us. Now our brand is getting to other people. So that's a simple example of collaborating with others, reaching other people. Your brand will get to other people. You can never do something by yourself. But once you start involving other people, there's room for growth. You learn from someone. Your brand gets to other people. Your story becomes better. Ronaldo could not achieve what he achieved by himself. Never. Even Messi being on his shadow, you know Ronaldo's better, but even Messi being behind him, it pushes him to do more. So for example, if I sit here and do what I'm doing with Musa, I'm like, oh wow, Musa, he's doing this, I need to do better. Or when he did an episode with Fizo, for example, when he talked about something, I'm like, oh, if Fizo did that, why can I not do it? So room for growth, room for competition. Competition is good, guys. We talked about this before. Competition is good. So collaborating with others will get your brand somewhere else. You will reach somewhere. We see these big brands collaborating. For example, I don't want to name names because I don't know. You don't guys to quote me on it. But you can see a big brand like LV will collaborate with another brand.
Yeah. Or Nike. Or
Nike and LV collaborated once.
Yeah.
Yeah. BMW and another phone brand just released their phone.
Yeah. Or BMW and Harman Kardon. If you have been in BMW, you can see the speakers are from Harman Kardon.
Exactly. So it's all about collaborating and getting somewhere else.
Yeah. There's a very important saying that says that if you want to move fast, move alone. But if you want to reach far, you have to go together. And that's why we are always open to collaborating with anyone. If you think you have value that you can add on MYD Podcast as the brand, just come through. Let's work, let's collaborate. Because with you, we can get very, very far than doing it alone. So yeah, that's it.
Now that's the 9 steps on personal branding. The 10th step is reviewing what has gone on in the few months that you've been doing this. We don't expect you guys to increase your brand with a span of 2 days. No, it will take time. It's a process. It's a long-going process. So now this 10th step is it requires you to look back, checklist. Okay, I've done this, I've done that. Has your brand grew? If your brand has not grew, come back to us and tell us. Because we are 100% sure that your brand has grown already. Because those are the steps we personally took to increase our brand. MOD podcast and our personal brands. We did that. We collaborated with other people. We reviewed we engaged with our audience, which is you guys. We shared our journeys through my mukbang. We started how we started our $10,000 podcast.
True.
We have our own unique selling point. We talked about this. We're the number 1 podcast in Tanzania right now. Quote me if I'm wrong. So now, guys, review this and make sure that every step you have taken, there'll be a setback. Okay? Take opportunity to grow. And I'm sure you have grown already. And we're proud of you. Keep it up.
So, if you have reached this far, you deserve this. I promised at the beginning of the video that I'll share the mistake that most people make when they are doing personal branding. And that mistake is inconsistency. You know, when you're building your personal brand, you have to be very consistent with your message that you're trying to provide to the world, or you're trying to provide to people. I've seen a lot of people, their message is not that consistent. You can see them on Twitter, they're talking about this. When you come to Instagram, they're talking about different stuff. Or you might see someone today is talking about finance, tomorrow is talking about cooking. You know, you have to be very consistent with the message, because people who are following you, people who appreciate your brand, people who love your brand, they have a reason that they're following your brand. We mentioned it. That's a unique selling point. So don't forget about that. You have to be very consistent on it. Otherwise, you're going to confuse people, and people will get lost on what your brand stands for. So you have to know what does your brand stand for, and you have to stand on that always. People don't like irregularities. As you know, our podcast, everything we talk about resonates with making your own destiny, because we want people to get better in terms of their finances, in terms of their health, in terms of their happiness. That's what we stand for. So we cannot just come today and talk about some other funny stuff. So as a viewer of MOD podcast, I just thought I would share that, and please do not make that mistake when you're building a personal brand. Anyways, that was the last point. But building a personal brand takes time. It's not easy, but it's doable. As long as you put your mind into it, you don't give up, you keep going. One day, people will notice you and your brand will grow.
And that was personal branding, guys. As Musa said, it takes time. Enjoy the process, because there'll be nothing like your process. People are so focused on the end goal that they forgot where they're at. We're just every day chasing the bag. But are you enjoying the moments right within? Because once you get the bag, you can't go back. Yeah. Once you get to your end goal, you won't be able to go back. So in the moment, enjoy the process. Look at, we don't show this, guys, but the way we enjoy our process is a different type of thing. It's like a culture within us. Once an episode is too fire, even if it's something that people don't see, we enjoy, like, damn, this episode is good. We did it very well. Enjoy the process. The time we get to your end goal, you're like, damn, we have gotten so far.
Yeah.
That's why we keep emphasizing on our old videos, because of how much we are so proud of ourselves, where we are. We don't have to let someone tell us they're proud of us. No. Thank you for guys for telling us, but we are proud of ourselves too. So that was personal branding, guys. Enjoy the process and grow big. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe for another video.
And bye.